My parents manipulated me for money, favored my sister, and excluded my son from Christmas while inviting other kids. I never imagined I'd be a widow at 34, but here I am, Dakota, sitting at my kitchen table at 7 a.m., trying to get my 7-year-old son ready for school while holding back tears. It's been 8 months since Mark died in an accident on the building site, but it feels like yesterday. The initial months following Mark's death were a flurry of paperwork, sorrow, and sleepless nights. I honestly don't know how I would have gotten through without Sarah and Jim, my in-laws. They've been total angels, getting Tommy up from school every day so I can concentrate on work. If only my parents were half as supportive. Mom and Dad have always made it plain that my older sister Rachel was their favorite child, and now they prefer her children over Tommy. Last weekend was normal. Tommy was eager to see his grandparents, but Mom was already fussing about his questions after only 20 minutes. "Why does the clock make that sound?" Tommy inquired, pointing to their antique grandfather clock. "How does it work inside?" "Dakota, can't you control him?" Mom groaned and rolled her eyes. "He's always asking questions about everything. Rachel's kids never give us this much trouble." Dad nodded in agreement and reached for his laptop. "Here, Tommy, why don't you play some games instead?" "Look, I downloaded some new ones." I could feel their expectations weighing down on me. "I've invested it," I said, trying to keep my voice steady. "It's for Tommy's future, his college education, maybe to help him buy an apartment when he's older. Mark and I always talked about." "But that's years away," Dad said, waving his hand dismissively. "You should be thinking about the present, Dakota. About yourself and your family." The way he stated family made it apparent he wasn't referring to Tommy. I recognized that tone. It was the same one they used to aid Rachel with her down payment for her house or to fund her extravagant wedding. "You could do so much with that money now," Mom added, leaning forward eagerly. She paused, allowing that to sink in, before turning to me with a smile that did not reach her eyes. "But you, Dakota, you should send them $1,000 monthly." "Excuse me?" I nearly choked on the water. "Well, it makes sense," Rachel continued. "You earn really well at your job, and you only have one child to support. Plus, with your situation, you have other income now." Rachel's careful avoidance of mentioning Mark's death made my blood boil. I wanted to shout that I was a widow, that I no longer had my husband's income to rely on, and that the other income she was talking to was intended for my son's future. But Mom was already clapping her hands with joy, and Dad was beaming like it was Christmas morning.